pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The prayer today is from John 14:6. Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by me. Hell is no joke. Jesus came to save you from it. If you believe Jesus is the only way to heaven, amen.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Are there any, I did not see any signups. Is anyone interested in making a public comment to an item related to the agenda? Okay, thank you. Moving on to item number 2. On February 13th, I accepted the resignation for the dog warden of Patricia Evans, Deputy Dog Warden, to be effective February 3rd, 2026. I also concurred with the Hampden Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by We Be Good LLC, Building 2, The Hambone, located at 13960 Rock Creek Road, Chardon, Ohio, OCT NEW 09451396-2. I also concurred with the Bainbridge Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by the Hive Chagrin Valley LLC, located at 8200 East Washington Street, Chagrin Falls, Ohio, OCT NEW 10010179-1. On February 17th, for the Department on Aging, I approved and executed the agreement between the Geauga County Board of Commissioners and HZW Environmental Consultants, LLC, to perform Phase 1 environmental site assessment services to Geauga County at the property located at 12701 Ravenwood Drive, Chardon, in the amount of $2,600. Also on February 17th, I approved the hiring of Mark Mack to the position of full-time social services worker, number 1022, to be effective March 16th, 2026, at the rate of $26.57 per hour. That's a grade 10, step 4, with a 1-year probationary period. This offer of employment is contingent upon the successful completion of the required pre-employment conditions. Also on February 17th, I concurred with the Newberry Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by Station Convenience Stores, LLC, Geauga Station Convenience Store, located at 11253 Kinsman Road, Newberry, Ohio, OCT TRFO 10011303-1. That is all.
Thank you. Item 3 and 4, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the minutes for the meeting of November 4th, 2025, and November 13th, 2025.
I move to approve items number 3 and 4.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spitaleri.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
Morning, Commissioners. Adrian Gorton with the Commissioner's Office, covering today's financials, which includes supplementals in the general fund capital transfers out account to prepare additional funding for upcoming projects. Also in the revolving loan fund in preparation for the purchase of a property. There's a cash transfer from the juvenile probate court general fund salaries accounts to the unemployment compensation fund. There's a transfer from the general fund to court technology for a portion of their 2026 funding. Among the encumbrances is a formal contract from the Commissioners to the John F. Gallagher Plumbing Company, Incorporated, for the West Geauga Senior Center Condenser Project. And among the vouchers are $34,750 from the Board of DD, Department Electric Incorporated, for a new generator for House C&D, and also $27,330 from the Commissioners to Cash Moving Corp. for the relocation of courthouse staff from the old courthouse and 470 Center Street into the new courthouse.
Adrian, the revolving loan fund.
Yes.
That's for the library administration building?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll move to approve the financials.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spitaleri.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
Okay, and then the next item is the Commissioner's Office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution, wait a minute. I'm in the wrong place here. Hold on.
Number
The
6.
Sorry. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the board authorize and approve the President of the Board to execute the County Auditor's current agricultural use valuation renewal application, Form DTE 109A, for parcel number 13-015313.
So-
And this is the property over here by the Water Resources Lab that
Okay.
is being leased by a farmer for crops.
Okay, so it's, that was the question I was gonna ask. So I noticed the forms list it as idle for CAUV purposes.
Yes.
Which I assume means it's not being farmed.
So I contacted the farmer that is leasing the property. That lease ends later this year.
Okay.
He's not sure if he's gonna be renewing it, and I'm not sure if he has enough time left in it to make a viable crop there. So I contacted the auditor's office, because I wasn't sure how to categorize this,
Right.
given all those circumstances. And the recommendation I was given was to mark it for this year as an idle year.
Okay, and then if it's not leased in the future, then we could pursue exemption status for that property, I assume, or lease it to
Well-
another person?
Yeah, that's what, I'm hoping that's what ends up happening. That's what the current leaseholder told me, that he does have some other associates that may be
Okay.
interested in the property.
All right, yeah, so that would be the ideal sort of situation, then that
Correct.
makes sense. I'll move to approve item number 6.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Bee Van Blair. So Linda Crombie with the Planning Commission. I was here on February 10th requesting a letter of support from the commissioners regarding the Planning Commission applying for a farmland preservation grant available through the Ohio Department of Agriculture. It's up to $25,000. The board so graciously did give me a letter. In looking into it a little bit further, for whatever reason, the grant application and the grant guidelines didn't specifically say it's only the county commissioners that can apply for the grant. So to cover my bases, I'm back before the board requesting a formal resolution authorizing Planning Commission to apply for the grant on behalf of the county commissioners, and then further designating all the responsibilities that Planning Commission is going to be responsible for completing the grant application, submitting it, preparing and conducting all public engagement for the plan, and writing the plan. That's essentially it.
I'll move to approve item number 7.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spillier. Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Thanks for coming.
You just roll on up.
Oh, not this again, Celeste.
Yeah.
Keep it under 35, okay?
Don't catch a break, huh?
You know, I cannot catch a break. I've had 2 surgeries in less than 6 months, so it's never any fun. So, but I'm here today. I made it in. I am Celesta from the Recorder's Office, and I am here. This is Frank Antonucci from ADP, and we are here to discuss the funding request that I have put on for $85,000 in statutory requirements for our Senate Bill 94.
So I'm not sure if the board is aware, but the legislature passed Senate Bill 94 back in July of 2024. I think it was effective in October then, 90 days or whatnot. And it became codified as 31713 or 31714 in the revised code. And essentially it created all these rules for the recorders and offices to modernize. I think some of the discussion on the Senate floor was to bring a lot of these recorders into the 21st century. A lot of these historical deeds and whatnot. A lot of it was also intended to help the real estate market by making this easier for title companies and others who participate in that to basically get all access to these deeds online. In this particular situation, this goes back to 1980 for the deeds. Is that
January 1st, 1980.
January 1st? So we've got 46 years of these documents that need to be digitized. Some of them maybe were digitized. Or,
Yes,
yeah.
a good portion of them.
How many years?
46.
46 years. 1980 is when the law goes back to. presuming there was anything before that.
We just love unfunded mandates, don't we?
So that's what the
Yeah.
state said.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of those tough situations where it's unfunded, but at the same time, it's a good thing. And then I think that they provide some potential for reimbursement, but we have no idea where that's at or even how to go through that
I
process. or
will
what they're
apply
doing.
for it though,
Yeah.
for reimbursement.
But there's no idea how much money is there, if any.
Okay, so my understanding is we could go with Fiddler Technology, correct? That they would do everything for us, and that would be that full $85,000.
Correct.
Or there's like a hybrid option of going with Fiddler plus using ADP for some services.
Yes, and
Okay,
it would be a cost savings.
so that would be a cost savings of $22,000. So, and it seems like that would actually be a better option from what I read, because ADP wouldn't need that 24-hour access to the facility, which you'd have to do with Fiddler for them to complete the project.
Correct.
Which means you're paying somebody overtime, right, to be there
Yes.
overnight and so forth. So my recommendation would be, if this is okay with you, and of course you too, Frank, to just appropriate that $63,000 today instead of the $85,000.
We've talked about it in terms of them being historical records and preserving them and protecting them appropriately. We would be more comfortable keeping them within the county.
Yeah.
So then at that point, Fiddler's responsibility would simply be to take the digital images and then do the uploading and all of that, which they have to do, nobody else can do. And we're totally good with that, and they do a good job with it.
Okay.
In terms of touching the historical records, that's where Celeste brought in ADP. Our people treat them differently than vendors do. We know that. They treat them very sacredly. And we've looked at some books already, and we've tried to do sort of demo scans to see the time on that. So we also think we could save significant money on it over a vendor as well.
Right, because, I mean, Archives has new equipment,
We
right?
do, we have newer equipment,
Yeah,
that's right.
I remember approving that on the
Yes.
ADP board, so. But are you on board with that approach, Celesta, of using that hybrid approach of Fiddler with ADP rather than just Fiddler to save the taxpayers some money?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then you intend to approve for whatever grant funding is available from the state when that,
I will apply for it. I have already started the process. I reached out to the Ohio Recorders Association to get on the list to apply for it. So I have made steps to hopefully get reimbursed, but like as Frank said,
right?
don't know if there's gonna be any money left, so,
Okay, yeah, and we don't even know really what the qualifications are, like if,
right.
okay,
And I can't do any of that because the county has to front the money first.
I understand, so it's a reimbursement grant. All right, so I'll move to approve item number 8, but changing that request from $85,000 to $63,000.
And Adrian?
Just a quick question. I'm assuming this wasn't part of ADP's original budget.
Oh, no, we just started
So-
talking about it this year.
Okay, so I was just wondering, although we're saving, the $20,000 on this front end, are you guys gonna need additional funding in order to complete the project and meet your budget? And how much would that be?
So I think that would be the 18,000,
That's the
right?
18,000.
Yeah, so this with the hybrid model would be 45,000 for Fiddler and then 18,000 for ADP.
Okay, I
For a
didn't know
total
what that was.
of 63,000, comparison to the 85,000 for just Fiddler Technologies. Is that,
Yes,
am I
ma'am.
representing that
Yes.
correctly? Okay, so I still need a second on my motion.
Second the motion. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spitaleri? Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeVore?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate your help, Frank, working with Celeste's office on this, because I think that will be a real savings to the
It was
taxpayers.
her idea. Good savings. It's a good thing.
Thank you.
Morning, Jessica.
Good morning. Good morning, Jessica Bolt, Director, Geauga County Department on Aging. I'm here this morning with a grant from the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging for HEAP outreach in the amount of $3,409.83. It's from the period of September 1st, 2025 through August 31st, 2026. We did not receive the grant until February 3rd and the revised grant until February 10th. So the grants were late receiving them. So even though they're retroactive, we were
late receive these grants. And that is the case with a lot of the state grants I think you've seen before.
Yeah, yeah. So the grant covers part of the portion and the county covers the other part?
So what the HEAP program is, it's a reimbursement grant for my staff's time doing outreach to let individuals know who are lower income that they can qualify for home energy assistance programs. So it's our outreach efforts in the community, as well as assisting individuals applying for the HEAP and then taking those applications over to Lifeline, who would process that. So they are tasks that my staff would typically do anyways, so they are just reimbursing us for our staff time.
Gotcha. And then, I mean, it does seem like there's an administrative burden with this grant. It says you have to report on monthly outcomes, monthly trainings, and so forth.
We do.
I mean, I assume it's, the benefits outworth the risk to you, but, do you feel that that's the case? It's a relatively modest grant for the amount of work you have to do, right?
So we have been doing the HEAP grant for a long time. Everything is in spreadsheets, so we have the reporting down to a science. So when we see a client, actually all of the clients that we see in the Department on Aging, we document on every visit that we see with every client. So every client that we meet has a journal entry, has a service delivery, and that's how we run our stats. So actually all the work that we do has a lot of burden of service documentation.
Yeah.
So this is right in line with everything that we do.
I gotcha. All right, so I'll move to approve number 9.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spitaleri.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
All right, thank you so very much.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Craig Swenson from Geauga JFS.
Mark Jemison, Deputy County Administrator.
So we're here in accordance with the new credit card policy. It's been a long time coming since I worked with Linda Berhenny on that policy and trying to find a new credit card solution that would really work for JFS and take advantage of the new credit card policy. We finally were able to, in searching a number of different vendors, finally were able to land with what I think is the best vendor relationship and just product we can for JFS. We currently do have one main credit card that we use through the credit union. We have 4 credit cards. Those are all in name, though. Each credit card is tied to a person. I have one, our fiscal person has one, social services has one. It is not a solution which lends itself to the new policy and the new law, where we used to only be able to use credit cards for travel and very minimal things like that. The new law expanded that, obviously, and we obviously drafted the new policy. My staff, up until recently, has been literally footing sometimes hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars on their own personal credit cards to then get reimbursed.
Yeah.
The new policy allows for us to hopefully avoid that. So if, avoid any personal interest fees or things of that nature, because it does sometimes take time to get reimbursed through the county. That being said, with Chase, we are allowed to get multiple credit cards, which will all be tracked and put in a safe.
Will the individual's names be on?
Nope, that's the key.
Is there a certain?
It'll be like JFS, and it'll all be tied to one account. And what's cool about that is we'll know each card will be separately identified, and we'll have a whole sign-out process where we can utilize that. So if we know, okay, you're going up to court, we may receive custody of this child. We were warned we might get custody. Hey, sign out the credit card. You go up to court, we get custody of a child. Sometimes we have to immediately go get clothes, get food, things happen. Instead of the caseworker, having to upfront, some of those costs and then get reimbursed. They could take the credit card with them and we could utilize that process much more efficiently. Our current credit cards don't even allow us to do that because obviously they would have to take one with one of my name on it. It wouldn't work. Or if we go to a travel conference, they can't rent a car because car rental companies are so strict that the name of the driver needs to be, if you're going to use a credit card, be one that's on there. So you can't even do that. This just offers a ton of flexibility and will allow us to operate that and not put an undue burden on my staff. We're still going to roll it out very conservatively, slowly. And the cool thing about these credit cards is, while there'll be a joint overall credit line, we can, as a tool online in like the database that the cards are in, we can actually put personal limits on each credit card that's utilized and actually put limits on what that credit card can be used for. So you can only use it for clothing and food or whatever. So, you can't go to the mall and go on a spending spree. So it has a lot of controls, which we like. But this item that you would be proving is just allowing me to go out and pursue this as an option. This is not signing us up for today. You guys would still have to actually sign, the application, so on and so forth. This is just allowing me to pursue it. This is the process that they told me I had to go through.
What's that county policy as far as credit card points?
We can't have them, and that's something that I would ensure that you can't receive rewards for. I know there's that's not something that's allowable. So.
Oh, really? So you couldn't even do it like as a credit on? No.
No,
Okay.
that's been on the
Interesting.
Ohio Revised Code for at least 20 years.
Yeah,
You can't capital, you can't.
can't get
do
miles.
anything.
You can't.
Yeah. Oh. Man, they don't let us get anything. All right.
I know. So
Okay,
that's something
back.
I have to make sure that is specified in the contract or in the application.
Got it. I'll move to approve number 10.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spitaleri.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart.
Yes.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Commissioners. Good morning.
Morning.
Charles Teacatch, Maintenance Department. I have item number 11 on the agenda. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1, increasing the contract with 5K Commercial Roofing LLC for spare material, rafter tail redesign, and a change in slate installation method related to the Geauga County Maintenance Barn Roof Replacement Project, and authorizing expenditure of owner's contingency funds of $8,015.95 of the available $25,000, which will leave a remaining balance of $16,984.05.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spitaleri.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart.
Yes.
Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners. Nick Goris, Water Resources. First item on the agenda is requesting the board approve and authorize Commissioner Spitaleri to execute the request for partial payment number 8 for the Shook Construction Company for the McFarland wastewater treatment plant projects in the amount of $917,815.29. We're going to use a good portion, no loan on this one, use up that ARPA. It'll leave us with a remainder of about $250 on what the allocation was, and we'll use that up with the next request. So we'll be able to use that $5 million and get it off the books so that it's used within that time.
And you reviewed,
Yes, it's been reviewed both by HDR and by us.
all right, very good. I'll move to approve number 12.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spitaleri.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart.
Yes.
The next item on the agenda is approving our annual service contract with Hannon Electric Company to perform 25 days of on-site PLC HMI SCADA programming at the McFarland wastewater treatment plant, and electrical work, including some mower and blower repairs that they also perform us at various locations for the department within 1 year, not to exceed $37,000. $32,000 is the annual cost. Basically, it's a retainer. Hannon is if something goes wrong with the plant at 2 in the morning, we call them and they respond. So And then there's $5,000 in there for the blower and motor repairs. So,
Can you say blower and motor?
blower and
Fast.
motor.
Yeah, no,
Blower,
fast,
motor,
fast.
blower, motor, blower, motor. Yeah, I
I'll
think we
move to
can.
approve number 13.
Second. Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spudler. Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Number 14, in the Commissioner's Office is requesting the board acknowledge Parkman Township trustees' withdrawal of its objection to the liquor license permit requested by Torres LLC Tacos 422, located at 16220 Main Market Road in Parkman, and to withdraw the county's objection to the liquor permit request and request for hearing.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand the objection to this in the first place, so I'll move to approve number 14.
Second. Any discussion?
Just to add real quick, this is the one that I contacted the building department about, and I believe that there just had been no communication with the trustees on it.
Oh, that's right. There was a
Part of the
change.
reason
Okay.
why that they were requesting that. So Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Okay. The next one is the Commissioner's Office is requesting the board employ Mazanik, Raskin, and Ryder Company LPA for the continued representation concerning the defense of the mandamus and procedendo actions pending in the 11th District Court of Appeals, to wit, State of Ohio, ex rel. Judge Timothy Grandel versus Geauga County Board of Commissioners, et al., case number 25G0028 pursuant to ORC 309.09C, and further approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the hourly fee agreement with the law firm of Mazanik, Raskin, and Ryder Company LPA, since the Corsa coverage has been exhausted in the amount not to exceed $15,000 unless prior approval by the board.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's unfortunate that taxpayers are going to have to pay to defend this suit after the insurance coverage runs out, but I think that's better than having to pay Judge Grendel's legal fees, so I'll move to approve number 15.
Second. Any more discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spitaleri? Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Item number 16, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the board approve and execute a letter to the City of Chardon, to the Chardon City Council requesting to secure 5 additional parking spaces located near the courthouse for county parking purposes during regular working hours. So essentially, if you're facing the south entrance of the courthouse, the old main entrance, on the right-hand side, there were 5 spots. There's a temporary sign up there now that says, for county employees only, but we'd like to solidify that as part of the sort of the loose ends with the courthouse project. This is one of those with parking being such a premium up there. So talking with Ben Young, the city manager, and Randy Taylor up there to represent, the judges, and trying to get more parking secured, at least during working hours. So the process for this is essentially, just to let you know what it is. So the context for this letter is we would send it obviously to the city manager. He receives a request for a legislative change, which is what this would be. They would draft a corresponding amendment to their code 351.24. They would then submit that amendment to their council for a vote, which would happen on March 12th. And assuming it passes, it would take effect 30 days later. So that's something we're trying to work on in partnership with the city and all the members of the courthouse, the elected officials in the courthouse. So we're asking for your approval today of the letter that we've drafted. Again, the draft has been reviewed by our APA as well as by the city manager, just to make sure, and also by Randy up at the court. So asking for your approval today to go ahead and submit that to the city of Chardon.
I'll move to approve number 16.
Second. Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Item number 17, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the board discuss and approve the Second Amendment to the policy on public comment during Board of County Commissioners meetings to be effective February 24th, 2026. So I've received some edits to the existing public comment policy. Essentially, the major highlights are which we can discuss today, which are the management of public comments and where that resides. I think we have two viable options, one being the county administrator continues to manage public comment. The other is the president of the board would manage public comment. I think in either case, I would continue to manage the logistics of public comment, so the 3-minute time periods, which hasn't changed. So that is one of the major changes within the document. I have both versions drafted and available today. The other change is limiting the public comment period, both at the beginning and the end, from 30 minutes to 15 minutes, all in an effort to streamline session and make these as business-oriented as possible, and then perhaps down the road looking for other venues where we can more deliberately engage the public on important topics of interest. So those are things that Mark and I are looking at.
Yeah, and well, one other minor change is that folks no longer have to state their full address too.
Yes.
They can just say
For privacy.
township or municipality, just for privacy reasons while still maintaining the transparency. But I think last year was the first time we ever had a public comment policy, this board of the however many hundreds of years. And so, I think we're just kind of figuring things out as we've gone along. Some things have worked well, other things warrant adjustment. And so this is like our fourth adjustment to the public comment policy as we're figuring it out. As far as who controls the public comment, to be honest, I'm agnostic on that. So I'll defer to you, Commissioner Dvorak, since one of the option would be you controlling it.
Whoever the chairman is or president should control if something gets out of hand or whatever. So, but you organize it and tell the rules, and we'll go from there.
Keep the timer. So
Yes.
you would be doing the timing and all of that. That makes sense to me. So I'll move to approve the.
I'd like to make a statement also.
Can I do my motion in second, and then we could have discussion after that?
So how is it that Dvorak spoke and I can't?
Well, because I was already speaking and then you interrupted me. So could I make my motion first?
No.
Chair, can I finish my motion?
Finish your motion, and then we'll let Ralph.
And then someone
Ralph
can
talk.
second it, and then we can have discussion. That's how Robert's rules work. So I'd make a motion to approve the public comment policy as revised, making the president of the board, how is it phrased?
It's phrased in here, let me.
The administrator of the public comment.
Yes, so the way that it's worded in here is, the president of the board or designee, assuming there may be opportunities where there's a gap. So the president of the board or designee will monitor and enforce time limits for all comments.
Okay. Do I need to, so what was it again? The president of the board shall be the
president of the board or designee will monitor and
The moderator,
enforce
okay.
time limits for all comments.
All right, so the motion will be with the president of the board as the public comment period moderator. Monitor, not moderator. Monitor, all right. One of those,
That's your motion.
yes.
Okay. I second the motion, and now discussion.
I would say this as, based on the comments in the past, we haven't had a policy because if people wanted to speak, they could speak. And we didn't give them a time limit. We didn't give them a restraint of how long they wanted to talk. I think that this is really an injustice to our residents and taxpayers of restricting these to 15 minutes at 3 minutes apiece to basically limit it to five residents to be able to speak, especially when we just came off of a couple of weeks of so many residents taking the time to come out to express their position on issues. I just think that this is, I'm not surprised by this because it's one of those situations where I think that, the best way I could say it is, the oven is getting hot, so you're turning the freezer to try to cool things down. I think that this is, it's an injustice to the residents. I think that they should be able to speak. I think there's issues where 3 minutes is not enough time to be able to explain their position or situation of what we have. We've heard people talking about tax issues, the NOACA issues, just concerns about government in general. And I think that we're really turning off the voice of the public in a sense where we're silencing them. And I work for the residents and the taxpayers for this county. And, you know, it's troubling when, you know, I think that I've heard so many times, more transparency, more transparency. I've heard it from you, Carolyn, the more comments, the better. You know, you said that publicly. Now, all of a sudden, we don't want comments. We don't want this, we don't want that. And if we can't commit a half hour
We are, so Commissioner, we are
time at the
committing.
beginning, you're
So
interrupting me.
well,
You
it's
didn't like
15
me
minutes,
interrupting
but
you.
you don't understand what the policy is. It's 15 minutes at the
Right.
beginning, 15 minutes at the end,
Right.
that's 30
And it
minutes
was 30 minutes
total.
before
But
and
that's-
30 minutes after.
But that's, like,
And
just so
how
you
many times
understand.
have we ever really, other than a couple of times, that we've exceeded that? But at the end of the day, there are issues that come up. And I
No,
think that
agree,
this
and
is
we can
another
move to
setup
extend. We can move to extend.
that-
If you read the
that
policy,
you've got NOACA, that you want to have Grace Galucci come up here, that I'm sure that people will be flocking to this office to express their discontent and their concerns about that. But it's just ironic and just how the timing of this is, that this policy is coming up now. Kind of disturbing. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised in the actions of what, you know, the two of you commissioners are doing and the direction that this is going. But I will tell you, it's sad, and I think it's a disservice to our residents. End of story.
Ralph, I sat through 2 years of commissioner meetings in the back of the room where you often did not have public comment.
If they wanted to talk, they could.
No, that's not true. You would say any questions.
Yep.
And so I sat next to a woman once who had a comment she wanted to make, and you asked any questions, and she didn't understand it was even public comment because it was never on the agenda. And so the meeting adjourned, and she was like, wait a minute, I didn't have a time for my public comment. So, I mean, that's not correct to say that people could speak, because you didn't have an organized public comment period. The other issue is there's real First Amendment issues with just letting people speak as long as they want, because eventually, you know, you have to cut people off, like you have to run an efficient meeting. And so, I mean, I was at the dog warden meeting right before I took office. I mean, there was one woman that spoke probably for 10 minutes, and then eventually you were like, hey, you gotta limit it to 3 minutes, but that's a real First Amendment issue, because then the people that subsequently spoke, there were time limits imposed that weren't imposed on those prior people. So these are just rules in place so that people can make their voices heard. I mean, our email boxes are always open, our phone lines are always open. People have many ways to get in touch with the commissioners and voice their concerns. And as Amy, you know, alluded to, we are looking at exploring other options. And again, that 15 minutes can be extended. And I mean, I think when there's a hot topic in the community, such as, for example, what happened with the dog warden, that would be an appropriate time for the commissioners to move to extend the public comment period. But we also have important business to conduct. And when there's, you know, a long agenda and we have, you know, multiple executive sessions like we do today, this allows the meetings to be conducted more efficiently.
Well, and I guess to respond to that, two things. As for the, you know, as for the timing and all these other things, you know, when it comes to some of these comments, I have had a couple of people reach out to me regarding the YouTube comments, that people have made comments on YouTube to respond back on the videos of what's going on, and those comments mysteriously disappear. So, you know, and I can tell you that there are people that have screenshots,
Are you
from what I
talking about
understand.
live comments or
I
ones
don't
that
know.
are-
I don't
'cause
know.
do think there is an issue when people comment during the live feed. Those are not permanent, but that's YouTube.
But,
That's
yeah.
nobody's deleting
So-
these comments.
So I
mean,
guess,
that's-
you know,
that would be against,
that's
you
the
know,
one
First
thing.
Amendment.
As far as the dog warden issue, you know, and that one is near and dear to me also. I think that, you know, people came out in droves because of the fact that, you know, to basically call out Commissioner Dvorak on what his approach was on that, of the potential of dogs dying and being put to sleep. And that's one of the biggest things that was the biggest concern of that whole issue, was people coming out to express their concerns on that and to try to support our dog warden to be able to restore somehow, some way that we can continue to move forward with our dog program that we have in place
Okay,
with the
can we get back to
adoptions.
the public comment
So I'm just,
policy, though?
well,
Yeah.
exactly. When it doesn't
Yeah.
apply to you, Carolyn,
Well,
it's
just-
always let's get it,
just
so
let's
that
get
you
from A to
can
B.
pretty
Let's-
much
you go
control
kind of away.
everything. Oh, so you're not the pinball
I
pinball
argue for a
machine here.
living, I know how to
Okay.
argue.
Yeah, that's fine, but I'm not here we're not in
But
a,
can we
we're
just-
not in a
I just
legal
wanna
process here. We're in a
stay on
situation
the
where
public
we're
comment policy,
trying
rather
to
than
be able to
rehashing things that happened
to
in past
enforce what
meetings.
our residents voted for us to do.
Yes,
And
I
we should be
agree.
listening and being
I
able
agree.
to hear our
I
residents'
agree.
concerns.
I
You
agree.
agree, but yet you're gonna move to
Because
reduce
they're
the commentary
They're First
period.
Amendment issues, and we
Okay.
need to have an efficient
Yeah.
business meeting.
Okay.
There are legal concerns with just having what you had prior as president of this board was just this
Carolyn,
haphazard.
there's no point in arguing with you. Whatever is in your head is what you're gonna go with. And you will never be convinced otherwise.
Convince me otherwise. Give me a good
I'm
argument.
just telling you,
Give
it's
me a good
simply as this.
argument.
Our people deserve better. That's it, okay? Our residents
have an option.
deserve
They have
better.
options. There
And
are
Commissioner
other
DeBorak,
options.
if you support this, shame on you too, to cut our residents out. It's over. Let's take a vote.
I don't think you understand it. I don't think you understand the policy. Did you read the policy, Commissioner?
Can we take a vote?
Did you read the policy?
Can we take a vote?
Did you read
Okay.
the
I'm not
policy?
answering you.
So is that a no?
Commissioner, let's get back to,
Okay, we can call the question.
I'm comfortable as long as the commissioners can vote in another 2 more
Absolutely.
speakers or another 10 minutes or whatever. Because if it's a hot topic, yes, I want to give them the right to speak. So, and we have that in the language, right?
That is still currently in the,
Yeah, that's.
I don't have
In
the
a
version
working,
you have.
in a working version?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm comfortable with, the commissioners have the right to add on 2 speakers or 3 speakers or another 15 or 20 minutes. And that gives people the right to keep speaking. So,
It does say each public comment period will last up to 15 minutes unless extended by a motion of the board.
there you go.
Yeah, and that was in the prior policy too. That wasn't changed.
That was not changed.
Commissioner Spitaleri.
The only portion of that I'll support is that the chairman of the board should control the decorum of the meeting. As far as the reduction, no. Take it however you want, Carolyn, because you guys are gonna vote it your way anyways.
Well, just for the record, so.
I wrote it as president, yes.
Well, but.
Reduction, no.
Yeah, I mean, the president already, per Robert's Rules of Order, already controls the decorum of the meeting, so that's no change. The issue was the monitoring.
Okay, so then no, how's that?
Yeah, the issue was
Yeah.
monitoring the public comment.
Commissioner Brackey.
Yes.
Commissioner DeBorak.
Yes.
Sorry, residents.
Okay.
Number 18 is.
Discussion. Oh, Ann Blair first, number 18.
Yes.
Go ahead, read it.
Commissioner's Office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 26-027 honoring Leadership Geauga 2026 Emerald Leader Award winner Ann Blair.
I'll move to approve.
Second?
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spitaleri.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBorak.
Yes.
Adrian Gorton with the Commissioner's Office again. Part of the board discussion, at least the item that I have here, is to talk about the current cost allocation that is coming up and matching it with the maintenance distribution and the capital distribution at a discount of 50%. This would apply to all the maintenance work that gets done. So a couple years ago, when we started allocating for the construction of this building, JFS obviously has quite a bit of space in this building. So as we were allocating those capital costs to the various departments, they had a very high amount of that capital cost. So through a series of discussions with the department and the commissioners, the decision was made on the backside, on the invoicing, to actually do a 50% reduction on the capital costs associated with this building for JFS. With maintenance costs increasing and the number of buildings that we have and different stuff like that, those maintenance costs have also creeped up significantly. JFS is seeking the same relief from those maintenance costs that we provided for the capital costs in order for them to maintain their services and the cash flow to those services, and diverting it away a little bit from these cost allocation charges. So that's what we're asking to do. We're not affecting the actual charging. We're just crediting it, I guess, on the back end of the invoice, so that if a decision's ever made that they should go back to some other percentage or to 100% or whatever, we could always do that. There's no change in the actual document itself. We just credit that on the invoice.
Can I see data regarding like what the maintenance costs have been historically for JFS?
I can get those for you, sure, yeah. And it's in the cost allocations as well. We can kind of see.
Okay, and then like that Maximus document?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just want to know what is the 50%? Like, how much are we talking here?
Okay. Yeah, there's no pressure for you to make a motion right now. We can review that and look for a decision next week if you'd like.
Sounds good. Thank you, Adrian. That's,
Okay.
Yep, I
Okay.
understand it.
Any other questions?
No, you're good.
Okay, thank you.
The next piece of board discussion is to look at scheduling a work session with maintenance to discuss facilities. And so we were actually wondering if you were available possibly next Thursday morning around 9 a.m. to maybe hold that.
The 26th, is that what we're looking at?
Yes.
I'm available at that time.
Sure.
I'm
How
good.
long do we think this is gonna last?
No more than an hour.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So then can I have a motion to approve scheduling a work session on Thursday, February 26th for maintenance to discuss facilities?
In this room, I assume?
Yes, and it'll be at 9 a.m.
All right, I'll move to.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Mr. Spitaler?
Aye.
Mr. Baker?
Aye.
And that's at 9 a.m.?
Yes. I know I have you guys coming in a lot next week.
Okay, item number 20, public comment. Those wishing to make a comment or ask a question on matters of concern, please raise your hand to be called upon. Begin by stating your full name, and you'll have up to 3 minutes to comment or ask a question, and you're kindly asked to refrain from disorderly or disruptive conduct. Does we have any speakers today? Yes, sir, come on up to the mic.
Thanks, Ralph. John Chipatello, Russell Township. There's actually been some interest in what I've had to say regarding property taxes, and that's why I'm back. Now, full disclosure, I'm not running for any office. I don't have any personal animus here, and I have no hidden agenda. I simply think my taxes are too high. I thought they were too high at $5,500 a year, and now when they've jumped up $2,000 to $7,500 a year, you got my attention. Not just my attention, but the rest of the taxpayers as well, and that's why this referendum is moving forward. Now, what the state has done has been feeble at best. Their supposed $3 billion give back, you look at it, it's nothing more than a promise not to do in the future what they've already done. I've looked at some of the analysis, and I might get $100 or less back. That's not going to cut it. Now, regarding the county's budget, I originally came here asking, can you do more with that $15 million surplus that you're projecting to have? And I was told, well, you know, not all of our levies can we give back without encountering some loss of state funds? But there was one other levy that you noted might be available. Have you followed up on that? Now, I suggested, hey, how about pay our $100 in the septic fee, which I consider another tax from the county? Have you followed up on whether that's possible? What the taxpayers want is government at all levels to spend less. And I don't think governments know how to do that. To wit, last meeting, Commissioner Brakey, you were asking my friend Liz at Maintenance why she needed $65,000 for carpet replacement when she only needed $4,000 at the time. And Liz said, well, that was for future if it should arise. Now, I know that makes it a lot easier just to go ahead and authorize $65,000, but I can tell you what's going to happen to the other 61. It's going to get spent, whether it needs to or not, because that's the way governments operate. So here's what I suggest you do. Give Liz the $4,000 and tell her, if you need more carpet in the future, come back here when you need it and bring photos. And why are you replacing carpet? Ask her that. Because I don't put carpet in buildings anymore. Everybody uses laminate. It costs about the same and lasts a heck of a lot longer. The second thing was both Commissioner DeVork and yourself last week questioned about the $110,000 for water intrusion at the Patterson Center, and neither one of you knew what the Patterson Center was currently being used for. It used to be Soil and Water's offices, but they've moved their digs here. Now, when we built this Taj Mahal, it was under the premise that we weren't going to own buildings scattered all over the county and was going to result in a savings. So why do we have the Patterson Center? Here's what you can do. Sell that building to the Fair Board, and if they won't buy it, give it to them and save yourself $110,000. Or at a minimum, please go take a look and see what the extent of that water intrusion problem is for yourself. I know you say trust the experts, but I've fixed water intrusion problems with redirected downspouts and a couple of buckets of dirt.
Time is
Take
up.
a look.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else?
Good morning, Christine Stencil Munson. As far as the public discussion period that you all talked about earlier, well, one thing I just have a question. I'm not clear and I'm not that savvy on Robert's rules, but it seems like things get passed before discussion happens, and that seems kind of backwards to me. I don't know if that's right, but it seems like if Ralph could have spoken before you took your vote on how you want to change these public comments. So when Commissioner Dvorak suggested we could add a few people to make it 5 people, so in other words, instead of 15 minutes, it would go to 6 more minutes. When we come to these hot topics, it's going to take more than 6 minutes. So when you, Carolyn, had suggested we would explore other avenues to have hot topic discussions, periods, I don't know what you were referring to. Like if we could get together for public meetings where people can really talk, that would be nice. Everybody can't talk in the morning at this hour because they're working or whatnot. So if we had some other options to talk about things and not walk away feeling very frustrated because it's not a give and take anyway. You and I aren't talking. None of us are talking. I'm just speaking and you're listening. So I never get an answer to what you're thinking. And I have texted you several times, Carolyn. I never heard back from you. So I'm not sure who I can talk to, or if I just talk to you, how does everybody else get into the discussion for feedback? I think it's important we all speak together on a quote-unquote hot topic. We can't just let it go by the wayside and feel frustrated when we've elected you, but don't get to discuss things with you. Thank you.
Anyone else? Sir.
Howard, South Russell Village. When's Grace going to come and give us our talk here about NOACA?
She just gives me 5 minutes. I haven't been down there in a few years, but Grace used to give me 5 minutes to talk at NOACA. So why don't we get 5 minutes here? When is she coming? Jim, when is she coming?
I don't know.
Are you gonna ask her personally to come?
I could.
Carolyn, are you gonna ask her
I already
personally
did.
to come?
Yeah, I put the
When
ball
is
in
she
motion.
coming?
I don't know. That's something my
Ralph,
staff's
are you
handling.
gonna ask her personally to come?
I don't want to, I really don't want her to come. She's, I
She
don't.
has to come.
Yeah, she has never
She has to
really
resolve these
supported this
problems that are
board
here
in
with
trying to
NOACA.
get us fourth position, so no.
Will you attend the meeting when she
I'll attend the
comes?
meeting, sure.
When is she going to come?
I don't know.
Amy, when is she going to come?
We don't have a date. We don't have a response back from her yet
When are we gonna get a response?
when she replies,
When?
when she decides to reply.
What happens if she doesn't reply?
You can ask again.
What happens with NOACA?
I'm sure Amy will reach out to her every week until she responds.
I have been,
Okay.
every week.
Will we know next Tuesday whether she's responded or not? And will we see it in writings on the agenda here, that NOACA's gonna come? There's no answer. There's no answer to NOACA.
Mr. Howard, I think that the answer is pretty simple, that I'm totally in agreement with you. I think when NOACA is going to come to the meeting, I think that there should be a good amount of notice so that people can be made aware of it, to be able to be here, to be able to comment, to be able to be engaged in the conversation, to be able to gather information on what exactly she's going to talk about and be able to respond back to it. And people could express their position and opinion on what they think. So that's my position on it, so I'm gonna answer you. That's it. So soon as I hear something, Amy is extremely transparent, very diligent with her messaging, and I assure you, if she says she's emailing her, she will be emailing her, and she will keep us up to date, and I'm sure you will know also.
Well, it should be brought up at every meeting when she's gonna come.
Yeah, but thank you.
Me personally, I'd like to have an evening meeting for that one.
Okay.
You leave the big room.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of people here to talk. Jim, did you go to all 4 meetings last year downtown, the big trustee meetings that they hold for NOACA? Did you go to all 4?
The 3 minutes is up.
Did you go to all 4?
No, I missed one in June.
Carolyn, did
Anyone
you go to
else?
all 4 meetings last year?
Sir, your time is up. Yes, sir.
Grace gives me 5 minutes. Give me 2 more minutes. If Galucci can give you 2 minutes, I can get 2 minutes from here.
Next, please.
Yeah, Steve Olachamon, Township. Only one comment here. It concerns me when we're in here making decisions about public comment. This is the only venue the county has where the public can make comments and be recorded. I don't think phone calls or emails to officials have any wherewithal to get out to the public, unless you want to be inundated with FOIA requests for all your emails and texts and messages the public requests. So I think you're treading in thin ice there, and I don't think it's appropriate. There's not enough transparency. And if Galucci does come from NOACA, it should be a public meeting. But that's if you have the courage to deal with it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I have one. A clarification on the dog warden saga, which was a year ago or so. But the main thing was, just to have some clarity, the main issue was that someone from the dog warden's office started a rumor that the dog shelter is going to be closed, which is impossible because under the Ohio Revised Code, every county has a dog shelter and it will always be open. And then it just got bigger than that. The real problem was the communication, weakness of the communication between the dog warden and the sheriff's office and the prosecutor. And sometimes things have to come to a head, and things are fantastic communication now. between the dog warden and the sheriff, and I think you can vouch for that, both you guys.
Look at you sitting next to each other.
Yeah, right. And one has a gun, so they're still getting along pretty good, so.
No, they both have guns now.
It's a fair fight.
Okay. So that's my public comment, just a clarification on that.
I would say to the gentleman and Russell about the property tax issue, there is a process we essentially have to follow year after year as far as the tax budget and approving it, and if we're gonna suppress a levy. So, I appreciate you coming every week, but just know, like, we can't just vote right now to change taxes. Like, that's just something that, as far as I know, is not possible. So there's a process we have to go through. Come to our tax budget hearings in May. You might be interested in what's going on there, and more to come.
Actually, another public announcement. Look on your calendars, I think it's next Tuesday, property tax class at Bainbridge at 6:30, I think it is. But
I don't have, okay.
Google that, and I'll be there.
I know someone who knows something about it. Yeah, talk to Gail about it. I'm sure she has more
Is that
information.
next Tuesday?
Yes, 6:30.
Okay. They should have a packed house on that. Okay.
I have one more question. How much tax does, I just paid my taxes, $7,000 a year. How much tax does Raven, 501c3 here, how much tax did they pay last year? Does anybody
Okay,
know?
we have to move on. Item number 21, I'm sorry, sir.
It's next Wednesday.
Next
Oh,
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Okay.
The 25th.
25th.
Yes.
Should be a packed house. Okay,
Is
go
that all
ahead.
from board? Okay, thank you. Item number 21, the dog warden is requesting the board move into executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment and compensation of public employees pursuant to ORC 121.22G1.
Second.
Call for a
Have-
vote?
Commissioner Spudler. Aye. Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
We'll have Matt Granito, the dog warden, and Mark Jimison, deputy county administrator, joining us.
I have you in at 10:31.
So I'll move.
Hold on. Sorry.
You're back. No action.
15:08. Okay, no
Okay.
action.
Item number 22, the maintenance department is requesting the board move into executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment and compensation of public employees pursuant to ORC 121.22G1.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, we need a roll
Oh,
call.
roll
Commissioner
call.
Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
Okay, in at 10:58.
That's a statutory roll.
Let me make sure I get the right agenda here.
Oop.
No, here it is.
Okay, you're
Ready?
good.
Rob, Maintenance Department. Rob Weibel, I probably should have said. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and grant permission to advertise for the position of Technology Supervisor, number 1910. This position will remain posted until filled.
Hold on one second.
Did I say that wrong?
Are you revising your org chart to add a
That'll be
position?
next week. Hopefully, if you
You can't advertise for a position that you're not approving to put on the org chart.
It's already on the org chart.
There's one position on there on the org chart and it's filled. So you cannot advertise for an unvacant position. So that's what he was trying to do, was add the second position in order to advertise. So that's why I'm asking, because my understanding is your current position that's on your org chart is already occupied.
yes.
Okay, that wasn't my understanding.
So, but you thought you might be able to work on that org chart by Tuesday, right? Is that enough time?
Oh, yeah, I'd be able to
Okay,
get
so
that.
Christie, can we make sure that Rob gets on the agenda for Tuesday for the org chart and then for advertising this position? Does that sound good?
Okay, yes.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, Christie.
Yes, so you can do the custodian one.
That one's okay? Okay.
Because it's open, right? It's on the org chart. and
But
it's
you're adding to your,
So we'll do everything on Tuesday?
we'll do everything on Tuesday.
Okay.
So, no action at this time.
Okay.
Thank you, Rob.
Sorry. I just want to make sure
Next
we're
Tuesday.
doing it all.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, item 23, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board move into executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment and compensation of public employees pursuant to ORC 121.22G1.
Second.
Any
Commissioner Spudler.
discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
All right, I have you in at
And who's going to be?
Marcus.
Okay, let me get the record on.
Good, Mark? Give us a thumbs up. All right.
All right,
I have you returned at 11:30.
we are back, and there be some action.
Okay, I have the motion. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and regrade and revise the job description for the position of clerk to Commissioners number 1306 from grade 11 to grade 13 to be effective February 10th, 2026. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board, I'll stop at that one. Sorry, I was reading two at one time. I can
Okay.
read them both.
I move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and regrade the Clerk to Commissioners Christine Blair from grade 11, step 7 to grade 13, step 9, at a rate of $36.46 per hour to be effective February 15th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
You're gonna make me cry.
Okay.
No, listen, I think that that's well-deserved. You know, you've been doing a great job, and we understand and appreciate you tremendously. Thank you.
Yeah, you're a real asset to the board. I
Not
mean,
enough.
I
Bigger pay raise than that.
order.
Get your wallet out, sir.
But I mean, you've forgotten more things about this office than most of us will ever know. So I mean, I personally really value all of your expertise. I mean, you showed that just at this meeting, the things that, you know, some of us would have never caught. So we really value your contributions to the board and to the county and your service.
Thank you.
You're on the front lines for us every day, so I appreciate all your work.
Okay. Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Congratulations.
People that come to these meetings appreciate you as much as anybody.
Thank you.
I have nothing further.
All right, move to adjourn.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate you too, Newell.
I'll be back. Everybody should attend the taxpayers